From our 30s onwards, we lose somewhere between 3 and 8% of our muscle every decade. And it speeds up after menopause. Four things start to change in a woman's body: muscle, bone, hormones, blood sugar. All four respond to what's on your plate. And here's what worries me as a coach: average Indian plate is built on carbs. So today, I'll give you 12 foods. Everything comes from a normal Indian kitchen, no supplements or powders. The protein concentrate actually goes up literally 3 times. Made in the kitchen at half the price. I'm 46 and I've spent over 2 decades in fitness. And if I could sit my 30-year-old self down for 10 minutes, I would not talk to her about workouts. I talk to her about food. And that's what I'm doing right now with my little one. After 30, 4 things start to change in a woman's body: muscle, bone, hormones, blood sugar. Trust me, I'm living that phase right now. All 4 respond to what's on your plate, and the earlier you start, the easier every decade after this one gets. So today, I'll give you like 12 foods, and I basically tell every Indian woman over 30 to eat those foods, right? Everything comes from a normal Indian kitchen, no supplements or powders. And for every single food, there will be a swap mentioned. So if you don't eat it, don't enjoy it, or just don't like it, you have another option. Right? And there'll be a recap at the end. Okay, so block 1, let's talk muscle. And because everything else depends on it. From our 30s onwards, we lose somewhere between 3 and 8% of our muscle every decade. And I think most of you already know that. And it speeds up after menopause because estrogen protects muscle and estrogen declines. So the more you build now, the more you keep later. And here's what worries me as a coach, right? The average Indian plate is built on carbs. Yes, roti, rice, sabzi, protein is an afterthought. So the first 3 foods are pure protein. The first one, paneer. 100 grams of paneer is about 18 grams of protein and calcium. I eat paneer once in a while, but you can eat it if you're a vegetarian, especially bhurji, grilled, raw, anything you like. One real habit said plainly beats anything. And now you also get the option of low-fat, high-protein paneer. Little chewy, but works very well. If dairy actually doesn't suit you, then you can just swap paneer with tofu or tempeh. Tofu is actually leaner and it also works if you're a vegan. Food too, of course, my favorite, eggs. 5, 6, 7 grams of protein each egg. And please ensure you eat the yolk. The yolk carries the vitamin D, the choline, and vitamin D matters for what's coming in the bone section. I eat about 3 eggs a day, sometimes all 3 yolks, sometimes like 2 yolks, depends on really my activity and how I feel, right? If you don't eat eggs, choose soya chunks. Dry soya is one of the highest protein vegetarian foods you can buy in India, and a small 30-gram portion can stand up to like a couple of eggs, right? Food 3, chicken. Pure protein, and actually a lot of protein. Now, 100 grams of cooked chicken, a piece about the size of your palm, can give you around 30 grams of protein. That's 3 to 4 katoris of dal in a single piece, and so much dal is actually a lot of carbs as well. And it's complete protein your body absorbs almost fully, which is exactly what aging muscle will need. And breast is the leanest, thigh is a little fattier, but still quite excellent. So you can eat it in any form: grill, tandoor, roast, curry. Don't deep fry it, right? And you can swap it for like thick moong or masoor dal or rajma with rice. Not as dense as chicken, but when paired with rice, it's actually complete and you get more fiber, right? Block 2, bone. Now, bone, and this is like the block I wish someone had explained to me, way at 30s. Your bone density peaks around age 30, and after that, you're really just maintaining what you have. So around menopause, a woman can lose up to 20% of her bone density in 5 to 7 years. Yes, 20%. So your 30s and 40s are the years you actually bank calcium. And here are some of the foods that you can do on a regular basis. So that's food 4, right? Ragi is actually my favorite. Around 340 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. That's the highest of any Indian grain, several times of what even wheat gives you, right? I have it as malt. I have ragi mudde for my lunch. I have ragi chapati, ragi dosa, like so many forms, and you can choose your form. Like there's ragi porridge. You can even throw in ragi into your atta, but keep it. It's amazing. And if ragi is just hard for you to find where you live, bajra is a good winter swap. Not as much calcium, so pair it with curd or a spoon of til, and I think you'll be covered there. Food 5, curd or even hung curd. Now, regular curd has 3 to 4 grams of protein per 100 grams. Now, when you hang it in a muslin cloth for a few hours and the water drains out, the protein concentrate actually goes up literally 3 times. That's your Greek yogurt made in the kitchen at half the price. And the probiotics, of course, feed your gut, right? But remember, some of the Greek yogurts also have a bunch of sugar. So you have to read the label. Otherwise, you'll be paying for some dessert, right? You can swap it for like chas or lassi, all of that without sugar, of course. Next one, 6, is till or sesame seeds. Gram for gram, one of the most calcium-dense foods in your kitchen. And a realistic tablespoon gives you around 90 milligrams, which beats almost any snack you would have instead. So you can put it on salad. You can make laddu out of it, which a lot of them, our grandmothers would make it, right? A swap will be 4 to 5 soaked almonds, but I love til laddu. Block 3, hormones. Oh my God, favorite topic. Before the next 3 foods, one honest line. There is no food that can replace estrogen, okay? If your symptoms are heavy, that's a conversation that you need to have with a doctor. And we've actually made a full episode on HRT for Indian women. It's linked right up there. But food can support your hormones through your 30s and 40s. And these 3 have actual evidence behind them. So food number 7 is flax seed. Flax gives you plant omega-3 and compounds called lignins, which behave like very weak plant estrogen, right? And I'll be honestly, like straight up with you, the research on flax for hot flashes is very mixed. So eat it for the omega-3 and the fiber and treat any hormonal help as additional or bonus, but not a cure. And one rule would be grind it. I used to eat whole flax seed, but it goes straight through you, right? So 1 tablespoon of ground flax on curd or put it into your roti or oats, and you can swap it with chia seed. Again, that's my favorite. I eat it. I have chia in water soaked overnight every morning. Food 8, soy. Personally, not a big fan, but it definitely has a lot of benefits. So tofu, edamame, soy chunks, whichever form you like. And soy's isoflavones are weak plant estrogens again, right? And somewhere along the way, soy picked up a scary reputation about breast cancer. But here's what the human evidence actually shows. Normal food amounts of soy are safe. The major cancer bodies actually also agree on this. And the fear really came from, old animal studies. And mice are not women. Food 9, oily fish, mackerel, sardines, also called bangde. Fish like sardines and mackerel are the best food source for omega-3s called EPA and DHA. And if you eat sardines and they're soft bones, you're getting a lot of calcium too. So that means we've just revisited the bone block, okay? Remember the soft bones and sardines, good calcium. The best part, these are among the most easily available fish in Indian market and also inexpensive. So it'll cost less, it'll be easily accessible. And I kind of eat fish mostly for dinners, but I keep changing my fish. It's not always just sardine or mackerel. Vegetarian, a small handful of walnuts daily is your swap for the plant version of omega-3. And if eaten in the evening, can also, I think, aid your sleep. Block 4, last block, blood sugar and gut. From your mid-30s onward, insulin sensitivity starts to drop and it drops faster through perimenopause. That's half the story of the belly fat we covered in our perimenopause episode. So you can go check that out as well. So now food number 10, chana. Yes. And the whole rajma chole family, right? Protein, slow carb and fiber all in one food. The fiber slows down how fast glucose hits your blood, which is exactly what your metabolism needs after 35. Easiest habit on this list, keep roasted chana in the drawer as a snack. When 5 p.m. hunger strikes, you know what to eat. Food 11, guava or amla when it's in season. The most underrated fruit in India. Around 5 grams of fiber per 100 grams and more vitamin C than any orange and low sugar as a fruit. And the vitamin C actually doubles it up, right? And the vitamin C does a double duty. It helps your body absorb the iron from your dals and greens. And that matters because heavy periods really pull iron out. And a lot of Indian women actually run very low without ever knowing about it. But if you don't like it, you can swap it for papaya or maybe any citrus fruit that's in season. Always eat in season fruits. And your food number 12, palak. Of course, rotate your greens. Iron, folate, vitamin K, which your bones need too. And here's the catch. The iron in greens doesn't absorb as easily as the iron in meat. So 2 tricks that we can change here. First, pair your greens with vitamin C. So lemon squeezed on palak or guava after lunch. Second, do not drink like tea right after an iron-rich meal. The tannins in tea actually block the absorption. Give it at least an hour. And most importantly, rotate your greens. There's methi, there's drumstick leaves, there's so many other things. Different greens, different minerals, right? So that's like the list. It's simple. Muscle, paneer, eggs, chicken, bone, ragi, curd, hunkered or til or sesame, hormones, flax, soy, oily fish or walnuts, blood sugar, chana, guava, and greens. None of these will change your body in a week. That's not how food works. And anyone who promises otherwise is selling you something else, right? This is eating for a whole decade ahead of you. The habits you set in your 30s decide how your 50s feel. Tell me in the comments which of these 12 is already in your kitchen and which one you're never going to touch. Also, the HRT episode and the perimenopause belly fat episode are also linked. And one last thing, food is just half the story. Rishabh has also done the other half, the 5 tests that predict how well you will age, and that video is going to be next.